Can you determine the standard deviation for this set of data? The junior high basketball team played 5 games. The number of baskets scored by the junior high team are as follows: 8, 4, 6, 6, and 7. So what does the standard deviation look like for that data? Remember that we're going to use this equation when trying to calculate standard deviation. I'm not going to go through every part of this equation, but to begin, we're going to start out with this top portion here. What we're going to do is we're going to take each data point and subtract the average or the mean of this data. The average of the data is 6.2, and you can see we have each of the data points here. So you can see we took each data point, subtracted the average, and got a number. We took that number and squared it like the equation asked for. Now that we have all of these numbers squared, we have to add them together to finish out the top of this equation. And we get 8.8 as our number. So since we have the top, now we have to do the bottom, n minus 1, n being the number of data points that we had in our data set. Since there were 5 data points, we're going to put 5 in for n. 5 minus 1 is 4. So now we're going to take 8.8 and divide it by 4, and that's going to be 2.2. Now we take the square root of 2.2, and that's our standard deviation, which means our standard deviation is 1.48. So what does that standard deviation actually mean? Like, what does it actually tell us? Well, remember that our average was 6.2, and that's going to go here in the middle. What we can do with this standard deviation is plot the standard deviations on this bell curve or normal distribution graph. So what we do is we put 6.2, which is the average, here in the middle, and we add and subtract 1.48. So our first standard deviation is going to be between 4.72 and 7.68. Our second standard deviation is going to be between 3.24 and 9.16. That's again because we subtracted and we added 1.48, or the standard deviation. We can accurately say with this graph and data that 68% of the data is going to fall between 4.72 and 7.68. We can also assess that 95% of the data is going to fall between 3.24 and 9.16.